Did you know that getting a new job or switching roles is the easiest and fastest way to increase income for most people? Over my 12-year career, I have developed a 4-step formula that helped me land a job offer each time I gave an interview with companies like EY, PwC, and my current role in finance at a Fortune 50 big tech company. Today, I want to share these strategies with you to help you step up in the career ladder and make more money. Take a look at these two pictures. If I told you that the apples on the left and right cost the same, which apple would you pick? If you're like me, it probably took you a few seconds to decide the apples on the right look good. You see, getting selected for an interview by a recruiter is not much different, and there are two hurdles you need to clear at this stage. When you submit your resume, it first goes through an applicant tracking system, also known as ATS, which is used by all Big Four firms and in fact 97% of Fortune 500 companies. A staggering 70% of resumes are rejected by ATS systems before they even reach a human recruiter. To avoid rejection by the ATS, I ensured my skills, qualification, and experiences on the resume matched the job role, and I used keywords corresponding to the job requirements. I also utilized free resume scanners like JobScan and Enhance CV, which employ ATS and AI to review and suggest enhancements. In the video description, I have linked 2 articles on how to optimize your resume for ATS and avoid formatting mistakes. Once you are through the ATS, your application will end up in a pool of candidates, where I use the second strategy. On average, 118 candidates apply for a single job and only 20% of them get interviewed. An eye tracking study showed that recruiters on average spend 7 seconds on the initial screening or review of CVs. You need to have a very well formatted and easy to read less than 2-page CV. Only exceed this if you have more than 10 years of experience. But that's not the strategy. To make it through this stage of the process, I thought of my CV as an advertisement to showcase who I am. Everyone includes basic information like their education, skills, professional experiences, and interests. So I had to figure out a way to make it very easy for the recruiter to pick me for an interview and stand out from the rest. And there was one thing I did for this to happen. And no, it wasn't about formatting and using an easily readable font and a clearly laid out structure, which you should of course do. First, I want you to read this statement from the responsibility section in a typical resume. It reads okay, but doesn't tell me much about the impact the person had. A better way would be to say, managed a 2 million fee portfolio of complex audits and led 6+ automation projects, saving 680 hours of manual effort. Which CV will you select for an interview? The second one outlines the achievement, quantifies the scope of the role, and also illustrates the impact of the automations the individual spearheaded. This is precisely what you need to do to highlight your unique accomplishments. But this can backfire if you're not careful. If your achievements include the Guinness World Record for most eggs crushed with head in 1 minute, which by the way is 85, there is no point listing it on your CV. Only include achievements which are relevant to the role you are applying for. Now, talking about achievements leads me into the third strategy I used. Like many people in the world, I have watched Roger Federer win titles after titles. Think about it. Did Federer become great when he won his 20th Grand Slam title or the first one? Neither. He was already great when he decided to put in the hard work that led him to winning those titles, which happened way earlier than that. Similarly, your interview success lies in the preparation you do much before the interview itself. So take this stage very seriously. While preparing for my interviews, I spent hours watching YouTube videos like you are doing now for advice. Research Glassdoor on the kind of questions which are asked in an interview for my specific role at the company I was applying. Most importantly, I had at least 10 pre-written examples about my achievements. These examples match the role description and the company's values or leadership principles. For example, preparing for my PwC interview, I had closely matched my unique examples with the PwC's professional framework, which revolves around 4 pillars: relationships, business acumen, technical and digital knowledge, and a global and inclusive mindset. I then structured my examples using the STAR method. A study found that candidates who use the STAR method score on average 25% higher in their interviews. The STAR method is a simple, easy to follow formula. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. It kind of works like this. First, you describe the situation you were in. Next, you explain the task you were given. After that, you share the action you took, and finally, you reveal the result of your actions. It's a straightforward way to share your experiences and achievements. I've added a link to a useful guide on STAR technique in the video description so you can check it out in detail. Now, after making it this far in the interview, I used my lot strategy, which can make or break the outcome for you. A Nobel Prize winner was once asked if the way he was brought up had an impact on his success, and he said yes. Most kids, when they got home, their parents will ask them, "What did you learn today?" And they would say nothing most times. Whereas his parents will ask him, "What good questions did you ask in the school today?" The internet is filled with question banks to ask in an interview, but I am not going to tell you what to ask. Instead, I am going to enable you in asking the right questions for the role you are applying. Consider two candidates. The first one asks, "What are the chances of getting promoted?" Whereas the second one asks, "What opportunities are there for skill set development and learning at the firm?" The first candidate risks coming across as self-serving with a focus on getting their promotion rather than contribution for the role they are currently applying. The second candidate, on the other hand, is showcasing a strong commitment to learn and grow. Now, it's fine if you're keen about promotion prospects. A better way of asking will be to say, what are the growth and career progression opportunities within this role over the next 3 to 5 years? The other important thing is it's not just what you ask, but how you ask. When you really mean what you're asking, it comes across as genuine and authentic. Good questions lead to good answers, which in turn leads to good outcomes. A bad question will get you a bad answer. It's as simple as that. Now, I want to share a bonus strategy which can double your chances of getting a role quickly, and in fact, helped me land my role at PwC. I used a platform which 77% of recruiters use to find candidates instead of just applying directly on company websites. I heard back from one of the recruiters who did a phone interview and secured me a partner interview within 2 weeks. If you're still guessing, it was LinkedIn. Investing time to update and optimize your LinkedIn profile is totally worth the investment. And I have included some useful resources in the description for this. Now, once you manage to secure your dream job, which I hope happens very soon, there is a big mistake which you risk making. Often people increase their expenses because now they are earning more, which is a huge financial mistake. This is the best time to save, which is why you might like this video where I discuss my 4-step formula I used to save my first $10,000. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated with my videos on finance, self-development, and AI. See you next time.